everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. I'm really excited about today's video because we're going to be talking about all the things I've ever made for May the 4th, which is Star Wars Day. So I first started sewing for Star Wars Day during 2020, and that was because I'm a personal trainer, and whenever there was a lockdown, the restaurants would close, the gyms would close, the movie theaters. So people that worked at those places were always laid off. And I had a lot of time on my hands for sewing and workouts and just reading at home. So in that way, it was good, but in other ways, obviously not so great, just because people, being laid off is never a good thing. So I remember I had a lot of thinking, what project can I make? Oh, May the 4th is coming up. That might be fun. I'd seen people do it in the past. And I had a lot of white fabric at home because obviously like the stores were closed too. You couldn't just go out to your local fabric store and buy stuff. But I'm like, what can I use that I have here? And I had a lot of white fabric. So that's when I made the first ever Star Wars outfit, which is Princess Leia. And I have it on the mannequin here. I had this white fleece and I had a ton of it. So I just made a really long skirt out of that. And it's got an elastic waistband. And I had this other knit fabric, white jersey knit, that I used to make a turtleneck for her top. So it is separate. And this fabric here, I had some leftover in my scrap pile. It was from a pillow I had previously made. So I just drafted this belt with some Velcro in the back. And that was my first ever Star Wars look, Princess Leia. So I remember sewing the whole thing up and then just wearing it in my room to take a picture. And I tried to do the Princess Leia hair and everything. And underneath the skirt, I had these shoes on, my Adidas. They're white with the gold stripes, Superstar. Pretty dirty now. I've been wearing them at the gym. But yeah, it was funny because I just had those on under the long skirt. And I'm not quite sure what's going on actually with the top right now because I don't know if you can see, but the sleeves are different lengths, and this one I think is the original sleeve for the Princess Leia. But I think what happened was one year I was trying to be Link for Halloween, and I needed, if you know Link, he has a green tunic with a white turtleneck underneath. So I think I tried to repurpose this for that, and I think I did the one sleeve, and then I think I came up with something else. So I think I just kind of abandoned it with like 2 different sleeves on. So I really think that's what's going on there, if I recall. So the second outfit I made for Star Wars Day is the Princess Leia Hoth outfit. So another Princess Leia. And this was self-drafted. It is a jumpsuit. And I had this really wide elastic that I used at the cuffs and at the ankles as well to kind of gather into that. And also at the waistband. It's got a zipper with a placket and a mandarin collar. So that was really fun to make. Really remember feeling like, I don't know why I don't make more jumpsuits. I really need to. I love it. And to go with that, back here I have this vest. Again, self-drafted. It's got this really huge, cool hood with the quilting fabric, and the quilting is kind of in sections. This fleece kind of cream color goes offsetting the white zipper in the front. Oh, and this has pockets. So that was just really fun. And this is super cozy to wear. Actually really love wearing this. And for shoes with the Princess Leia Hoth outfit, I just wore my gray color short Uggs. They're not real Uggs. Oh, they're called lugs. That's so funny. No, I never really owned any real Uggs, just kind of like the knockoffs. So I wore those. Now I have to say this next Star Wars look might be my favorite that I've made to date. It was the Stormtrooper inspired by the Stormtrooper Barbie. So there's several pieces and let's go through each of them now. These pants, they are some kind of like pleather, and there's an elastic waistband. This fabric special downtown from a store I really like to shop at called Shushing Textiles. The man there is so nice. Shout out to Shushing Textiles. And he really helped me to find this fabric. Yeah, I really liked how these turned out. They were so fun to make. So next I have this cropped top and this mini skirt, A-line with the notches cut out. And this is for the Stormtrooper look that I did, inspired by the Barbie. So these pieces also go over top of the pants. The skirt goes over top of the pants, and those go together. And this I also used with the Stormtrooper Barbie. I didn't make it at the time. It's actually a school project. It still has my Seneca tag with my name in it. Carolyn Thomas, CGC 510BB. I guess that was my sewing class. That's so fun. And it had this closure in the front that they hook in like that all the way down, and then it laces in the back. Really nice boning channels, a lot of them too. So, and it's kind of like a canvasy fabric. And for shoes with the Stormtrooper Barbie outfit, I had these white boots, and I just bought these at the mall at the time, and they are from Call It Spring. I'm gonna definitely use these again. Actually, I think I originally bought these. I wanted to make there's a Taylor Swift outfit from the Bad Blood music video that I wanted to recreate. And I think I originally bought these to make that outfit, but then ended up using them with the Stormtrooper Barbie outfit. The last Star Wars outfit that I made a couple of years ago was the Darth Vader inspired denim dress with the cape and the hood. So this is the dress. It is black denim. I have done some pin tucking on the elbow here. There's an exposed zipper at the back, a little bit of gather in the sleeve here. There are these snaps that cover the vent. Close up the vent. It's kind of shorter. And over top of that, I wore this cape that I made. It's very long. It's got a ginormous hood. This might even be the same hood pattern that I made for the Hoth outfit. I think I might have used it again. I didn't end up putting any closure on this. Didn't really need it. I could always go back and do that. And I remember always thinking, there's no pockets too. I wish I had have put pockets. I could, if ever make something like this again in the future, I will definitely add pockets. And I was thinking this would be such a cool pattern to use for like a little Red Riding Hood outfit maybe one day. And for footwear with this, I wore thigh-high black boots from Steve Madden with that outfit. I guess in hindsight, like what would have made it more Star Wars vibes, more Darth Vader vibes, is if I had have had like a red lightsaber. I think if I could go back, I probably would have tried to source some kind of lightsaber to take pictures with. And I have these sunglasses. Actually, I think I got these the first time with the Stormtrooper Barbie, and then I used them again with the Darth Vader. So these were from Amazon, and you guys know that I will always tell you where I bought everything and what things I bought, what things I made, and if possible, where to get them. So this is really old though, but if I can go back and if they still have these available, I will definitely put the link in the description to these square sunglasses that work really well with lots of Star Wars outfits. So I definitely want to continue the tradition of making my May the 4th Star Wars outfits. I haven't done one in a couple of years, so it'll be really fun to get back to. Next up on my list is C-3PO. I'd also at some point like to do an R2-D2, a Princess Amidala would be really cool. There's this book and I really wanted it, but it's quite expensive. So actually I don't own this book, but I do think it's available for sale on Amazon. And it is about all of the costumes that are in the Star Wars movies. So there's conceptual drawings, there's photos of the actors wearing them, there's these cool little stories about the costumes themselves. So if you love fashion, if you love Star Wars, anything to do with that, this is actually like a really cool book, and I do hope to maybe get it one day. My friend actually has it, and I was at his house a couple of weeks ago, and so I was able to flip all through it, and it's like super cool. I really liked the conceptual sketches of all the costumes and how they then came to life and translated into the actual garments. I just love costume design, so it was really cool. All right, so that wraps up everything I've made for May the 4th Star Wars Day until now. I do hope you tune back into the channel to see what I'm going to be making this year for May the 4th. It's coming up very soon. So I'm really excited to get started on that. And that's a project I'm going to be starting on today. So hope to see you soon in the next video.